Jesus wants to speak, so I'm going to speak with Jesus. Come divine will, come speak in my speaking. So, a little follow-up to the last video that I did. This is from Acts chapter 9, verse 4. No, verse 3. As he journeyed, this is St. Paul, but Paul before his conversion, he approached Damascus, and suddenly a light from heaven flashed about him. He falls to the ground, and he hears a voice say to him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? Following on from the previous teaching, November the 10th, 1927, think about the light that shines on Paul when he's traveling to Damascus, and think about the effect it had on him. With one who lives alone with me, I act as the sun would, if it could centralize all of its light over one plant. So think about Paul, and this light, this bright light, blazes down on him and totally changes his life. Okay, so you go to yourself, you go to alone with Jesus, and Jesus wants that light to be centralized on you. This plant would receive into itself the whole of the life of the sun and would enjoy all of its effects, while the other plants receive only one effect each, which is sufficient for the nature of each plant. But the first one, because it receives the whole of the life of the sun, receives with it all the effects which the light contains. So I do. I centralize the whole of my life in her, and there is nothing of me which I do not let her enjoy. On the other hand, one who is not alone with me, because I cannot centralize my life, is without light. She feels within herself the weight of darkness. Her being is divided into so many parts, for as many as are the things she cares about. So think about the desires you have raging within your heart, the desires for food, for clothing, for the house you live in, or the apartment you live in, the shelter, the relationships you have, the work, the job, all of these different things that are the necessities of life, but which can consume and confuse. And don't get me going on about the current confusion caused in the church, a confusion which Jesus said would happen. He said these would be times of great confusion. The light is found in the divine will, in the writings. The light is to be found when we focus on Christ. Stop worrying about all this stuff. Okay. Her being is divided into so many parts for as many as other things she cares about. So she loves the earth, she feels divided with the earth. She loves creatures, pleasures, riches. She feels as though divided into shreds, in such a way that some tear her from one side, some from the other. Her poor heart lives amid anxieties, fears, and bitter delusions. All the opposite for the one who lives alone with me. Okay, so we spend time on our own with Jesus. He centralizes his life within us, and all becomes peace because it's focused on him, he who is peace, and it comes from being alone with him. So when Jesus gives you this time alone, take it. Use your time to rest, take it. Stop looking on the internet, stop looking at the news that's going on out there, stop worrying about it. He has told us so many times through the prophets that these times would be difficult. There'd be trials and difficulties and tribulation. There'd be chastisements. Society's going to crash. The financial system's going to crash. He will take care of the children of the divine will, because he needs us. He needs us around for this new era of peace. So stop worrying and be alone with him. When you spend time alone with Jesus, goodness me, everything just comes together. All the problems are solved. And as a good priest once said to me, people will soon realize that the divine will is the solution to every single problem we have. And that is it. That's always been the case in the church, that every single problem you have is solved by your union with Christ, even more so now that we have this incredible gift of living in the divine will. So, when the soul is alone with me, I am free to do whatever I want. I enjoy her, myself alone, and my love makes me do such great things with her that I reach the point of folly. Okay. Fiat voluntas tua.